Oh, hello there.
Well, that was an interesting one. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another rip-roaring edition of Dork Radio with me, Jake Hawkes, and this man, Jamie Muir.
This man. This man.
That's all I got for you.
I'll be honest.
And that's being polite.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like, I've had worse, so I'll take that.
Human, Jamie Muir.
Breathing, Jamie Muir. Put that on my resume.
Not dead yet, Jamie Muir.
I'm available for private hire and bookings. Don't know what.
Legally too toxic for human consumption, Jamie Muir.
That's why I'm here.
Considered vermin in 13 counties, Jamie Muir.
Only 13 though. Just want to flag. 13 only.
Yeah,
I can't
not
go.
enough data in the others.
Lancashire, not welcome.
I thought you were going to name all 13 then.
Oh, no. We don't have enough time for that. But welcome back
That's true.
to another week of Down With Boring.
The best new music podcast.
Yes.
Note the question mark at the end of new music there.
We're still
for legal
questioning
reasons.
it. We're still questioning it every single week. But yeah, cheers. We're going to be joined this week by the wonderful Beaux, who'll be with us in a short while. Do you know what nicely ties in, Jake, with Beaux? It's that we've got a new magazine out.
Have we?
New Dork.
I bet that has got an incredible cover feature written by a handsome gentleman who is not considered vermin in any counties.
I mean, I know we've got a great cover. Don't know about the writer though.
It's me. It's
Jake.
I did it. It's me.
Jake.
I'm the handsome writer.
It's Jake. It's our end of year issue. The bumper issue that we do every single year.
Good thing it's coming out now then, isn't
Thank
it?
God.
It'd be embarrassing if it came out earlier.
Looking back on the year, but also focusing on our hype list for 2022, where we pick out a bunch of acts that we're really excited about. A lot to dive into.
Rod Stewart, Johnny Cash.
Those pages.
The Queen.
Those pages got taken out.
So just the new stuff then, I guess.
Yeah, so just like, Wet Leg, who are on the cover, of course, as Jake mentioned.
Beaux, who's on the show.
Beaux is on there. Gracie, Courting, Willow Kane, English Teacher, and loads more.
Lime Garden. You wrote about them.
I
Do you
did.
remember? Lovely band. Lovely people.
There's a lot to dive into. Yeah, if you want to know kind of the acts that you should be keeping an eye out for next year, that are going to be making those waves. Have a look.
It's a lot of acts that are going to be too big to come on this show within the next year.
Very soon. So that's why
we get
Beau's
as
here
many
now.
as we can.
Beau's here now before he becomes a superstar. So this is great. So all of that, plus looking at the albums to look out for next year. Loads going on in there. So pick up a copy. It's out now. Head to the Dork website. Enjoy. Fun. Games. We've also got our Dork Christmas party with El Divine. Tickets on sale.
Fucking hell, who put 20p in you?
Mate, look, I'm reading the announcements. We're selling this thing.
The announcements. Fly papered to the inside of your head.
Head online. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. Also, El Divine's going on tour with us for a very Dork Christmas. So if you are in Hebden Bridge, we're coming.
And other places.
Durham, we're coming. Newcastle, there. Margate, there. And London. We're there. Yeah, we're there.
London town.
Pick up your tickets. Jake, what have we got a little mailbag knocking about anywhere?
No, you've used up all the mailbag time on your shilling, Jamie. It deflated like a used balloon and flew out the window while you were shilling. And now we have to move straight on to new music.
No one wrote in, did they? No one.
Yeah, pretty much. No. You got me.
If you got any questions, do send them in. We're here.
Please do.
Please,
God.
Let's dive into some music news then.
I've got a question for you, actually, Jamie.
Yeah.
If you had to, would you rather be a bird's egg or a lizard's egg?
Bird. Because I like feathers more than scales.
Interesting.
That'd be my only reason. Like
music news, then.
Do you want to answer that question as well, or we're just going to scoot right past that? Are we?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Music news. Let's
news.
talk about
music news.
real
music
big
news.
team
Music
up
news.
with
Music news.
some favourites of ours. Real friends of the show. All three have been on. They've been. I can hear you muttering music news from here.
From here,
Yeah.
we're on the call together. It's not a case of geographical distance, Jimmy.
Chloe
From here.
Moirondo, Thomas Headon, Alfie Templeman. They've combined to form the super
Do you
group.
think that's because they've all been on the show?
Maybe. So they've been bonded by their disdain at this point.
Yeah, like how all the war poets knew each other because of the trauma they'd faced.
Like a sort of group kind of like therapy kind of like session to kind of get over their experiences on this show. Maybe.
I've heard one of the main symptoms of being on the show is actually being a sort of dizziness.
Well, thankfully, they've got a track and it's called Dizzy. All three have teamed up for a lovely little number. I'd love to see this. Love to see this going on. You know, all of our favourites teaming up, putting on new tracks.
All of them.
All of them.
That's all of your favourites. What about all the other people?
Don't mention it now.
Don't mention all the other people.
You know,
so many people.
So I mean, no, because if we were going to do that, it would be like a sort of like, you know, Live Aid kind of like group song sort of thing. You know, it'd be like, do they know it's Christmas time?
This is like a mini Live Aid for me, I think.
Is it? That how you would describe a mini Live Aid?
Yeah.
If you want to put that on the release, then go for it.
You know, S Club 7 and S Club Juniors?
Yeah.
This is like Live Aid Juniors for me.
Well, that's your review, Chloe, Thomas and Alfie.
Puppy love.
It out. This all came together.
That was S Club Junior's main hit, wasn't it?
No, they had One Step Closer. Do you remember One Step Closer, Jake?
Of course I do, but I knew that if I said One Step Closer, you'd start talking about the news again. But I thought I'd bait you out by pretending it was the other one.
And
I got you.
Welcome to the self-sabotaging podcast. We won't let you get on with the show. We'll cut ourselves at the feet before they can get there.
Oh, God. It's been a long week.
Yeah, it has been.
Yes, please, tell me more about this song.
This is it was written over Zoom. Great to see them all teaming up together. All going on, like all doing brilliant stuff. Alfie's currently on tour in America. I believe he's in Mexico today. Thomas Headon is on a UK tour at the moment. Chloe's putting out bangers. So wonderful stuff. Great to see everyone team up, you know. It's what we want to see.
Like the Power Rangers making a Megazord.
Exactly. We don't need rivalry. We want...
And then recording Live Aid.
collaboration. The Power Rangers. Let's have a listen to this wonderful tune. This is Dizzy by Chloe Moirondo, Thomas Headon, and the one and only Alfie Templeman.
I'm gonna fly on this feeling, 50 foot high, head through the ceiling. Oh, it's got me dizzy yeah, it's got me dizzy right now. Chemical change in my serotonin, staring at the fan in my head is spinning. Oh, it's got me dizzy yeah, it's got me dizzy right now.
Huge song, big tune, wonderful times all round.
You know, there's actually another equally impressive news announcement this week.
Is there? Hit me with it, Jake. What's
Who would
happening?
you say is your idol that has been missing for years now?
Sorry, who's that?
Who's that coming in the door?
Who's that? Is that? Who is?
Oh my God!
Oh, that
it
is
is.
it. He's it. He's back.
Yes, Crazy Frog is back, and now that I've listened to that on YouTube, I assume he will haunt me forever through the algorithm.
That's how it works.
Crazy Frog's making a comeback. No one asked for it. No one will listen to it. It won't go very well, but they're doing it anyway.
Yay! Why? Is there a reason why? Or Anyone? Anyone got it? Thing is, with Crazy Frog, right? Like,
yes, yeah.
left an impact on music.
Yeah, but also, like, it's this weird thing where they just bring stuff back. Like, I swear this never used to happen. People
What do
are
you
like,
mean?
oh, do you remember that? Like, I don't know, like, so the equivalent of this, what was that, like 2005 or something? It's just 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So, like, in 2005, like, I don't know if there was an equivalent thing from 1990 that they were like,
Oh, we've got
that
to
was
bring
good,
it back.
wasn't it? Should we just do it again? As if they're worried they'll forget it, like they have to refresh the memory each time. It's like if they remade Friends every 10 years,
Yeah.
just in case we forgot it. It's like the original's still there.
Are you saying that? Are you saying that you don't want Crazy Frog back? Is that what you're trying to say?
I think Crazy Frog is too much of an obviously pre-social media concept.
It was about ringtones, wasn't it? Yeah, Crazy
Well, it was
Frog.
it was a ringtone, and then like he was a naked frog thing.
Yes,
And like
famously
then everyone was
naked.
annoyed.
Yes, you're
It's
right.
very much like those Go Compare adverts. It's almost like a meme for people that don't really understand Facebook. Like it's just gonna get eaten alive in the world of TikTok, isn't it? Like
I once
no one's gonna give a shit. Things move in like things move like something will be like famous and like a huge thing for like 3 days. It's
Yeah.
like every time they sign people, like they signed the sea shanty guy.
Yeah.
By the time he'd released a song, everyone was like, I don't give a shit about that anymore. That was weeks ago.
Who do you think?
So like Crazy Frog coming back now, people are just gonna be like, oh man, I don't have the attention span for that.
Who do you think would win in a fight? The Crazy Frog or the train guy from TikTok? Is it Francis?
Crazy Frog.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, he's crazy.
You're right. To be fair, he's crazy.
I don't actually know. I don't know how big Crazy Frog is physically.
I mean, relatively big deal. I once met someone.
No, physically.
Oh, right.
For the fight.
Doesn't.
He's got some gnashers on him, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got some big teeth, and he's got a helmet on, so you feel like he could throw himself into people and he would do damage. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, I reckon he would do that. to be
Right,
fair.
so the comeback of Crazy Frog
Yeah.
was announced on Instagram.
Yeah.
Right? They put a picture of him in a chef's hat and said, something's coming. Something's cooking, even. Sorry. Right?
Something's cooking.
3,200 likes. Right?
Wow.
So no one gives a shit. 3,000 likes, that's, that's nothing. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, if you're trying to launch a phenomenon again, 3,000 likes.
So you're saying
That's what
that
you're launching it
so
off.
you're not against it. You're just alarmed that it's not being handled in the correct manner. Is this a pitch for you to manage
I'm
Crazy
just
Frog?
worried. I'm worried they're bringing it back, thinking it's going to be huge.
Yeah.
And it's although weirdly, 133 weeks ago, they just made the Crazy Frog as Thanos from the Marvel films, and put "Now we know" with a crying, laughing face, and didn't do anything with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like he wasn't even active at that point.
I once met a guy at a pub who said that he knew the guy who made Crazy Frog.
What?
a bit-
Axel F.
Yeah, well, I guess so. Yeah. He there's a guy who said like, oh, he's the guy who made Crazy Frog. Which I believed him because, to be honest, what a weird thing to bring up at the pub like about 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's what you need to do.
Do you know what I mean? That's weird
It's
enough.
like
that
it's like
he must be real.
it's like did you know that snails and slugs are the only land animals that have never in the past evolved legs and then got rid of them? They're the only ones that have not had legs the whole time.
What? Is that real?
Yeah, that's not true, but you could definitely convince someone that because it's weird enough. It's weird enough that someone would just be like,
Oh, God.
yeah, I guess.
Basically, Crazy Frog's coming back, and the world
Crazy
may never
Frog
be the same.
is a slug with legs. That's what he is
That's what
in the
that's what
scheme
he is.
of the pub.
Do you know who isn't a slug with legs? Beau, and he'll be joining us. That's what we call a
Oh my
segue on this show now. We're falling apart. We've just had to talk about Crazy Frog for 5 minutes. Like it's game over, really. Like if you're still listening, thank you, but also why? He'll be joining us after.
Is his
after
name
this.
Crazy Frog? Or is it like Frankenstein?
According to Wikipedia, he was also known as the annoying thing. Which,
again, that's a very like pre-internet thing, isn't it? Like the equivalent of that. I know a song that'll get on your nerves. Like we've all been annoyed now. We can move on.
The guy who actually.
Next.
Oh wait, hold on. Just trying to see. I think the guy who made Crazy Frog was actually annoyed that it's called Crazy Frog. Because he's gone, if I had known that this was going to be such a big thing, I would not have allowed them to use that stupid name. It has nothing to do with the character. It's not a frog, and it's not particularly crazy either.
What?
What is going on?
Imagine, when you know someone and they've really got a chip on their shoulder about something. Can you imagine that thing being that someone named your weird animated
the wrong
lizard thing the wrong thing?
Yeah.
You'd just be like, out Christmas shopping. Oh, they're relaunching Crazy Frog. Do you get any royalties
like,
from that? And they'd be like,
no, I don't.
What did he want to call it? Derek. Maybe something nice like that. Guess we better listen to the Crazy Frog, eh?
So this is Crazy Frog, or Derek, as the other name will be called. We'll be joined by Beau after this. So this is, this is Axel F by Crazy Frog. That was the dulcet tones of Crazy Frog,
who I think could probably be a sort of Beatles-esque figure going forwards.
What, Crazy Frog?
Yeah.
Museums and everything like that. Is that what you're trying to say?
In Liverpool. Anyway,
right, of course.
Aside from that, moving swiftly on, we have a guest with us now to divert us from Crazy Frog.
We certainly do. Taking us well away. It is Crazy Frog, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you ever heard Crazy Frog talk, but it is here. Also goes by the name, though, Beau. Beau, how are we doing? How are things?
Hello.
Welcome. How is life at the moment?
Life is pretty good, thank you. How about you? How's everything going with you?
I mean, do you know what? That's actually very nice. Not many guests actually ask us.
Yeah, we've only had a couple. We should start a list of polite guests. We'll have you back on. You are, yeah. Crazy Frog really got the manners.
Yeah.
I'm the manners lot.
I'm not like the other guests.
Certainly not. Certainly not. I guess all going on at the moment for you. It kind of like as we're recording this, and obviously as this lands, your new EP is coming out on the Tuesday this week. How does it feel? Kind of like, I guess, like in the run up to that, do you still kind of, I don't know, get nerves? Like how are things like thinking ahead to that?
It's so weird because I wrote most of the songs for this EP more than a year ago. So they feel like so old to me now because I've heard them so many times, but then I'm like, oh yeah, no one else has heard them yet.
You're like, oh, this song again, like we've heard this again. And you're like, oh wait, it's only me and a handful of other people who've actually heard these songs. So
exactly. But this is the longest I've worked on anything, I think, like a single project. So it feels really good that it's finally coming out.
Nice. Is there like is there a reason for that? Like especially with this EP, like obviously you've got the previous EPs that have come out, but like I guess is there a key kind of like difference, if you will, between the two that you can kind of pinpoint?
Yeah, definitely. Well, so one of the reasons is I basically wrote EP 2 and 3 around the same time. I just had a little mad spree of writing. So
you're like, I have to keep going, otherwise
exactly.
I don't know when they're going to come again.
Yeah, and also I just wanted to step it up with this EP because my whole thing was I signed to Dirty Hit, and then I wrote a second EP just at home, and then I was like, oh wait, I do have a label now, so I can probably like get some things. So
you're like there at home, just like
I've got a company credit card now.
Yeah. So I was like, I'd done all these vocals that kind of sounded like a choir, and I was like, do you reckon we could have a real choir? And they were like, yeah, you can have a choir. This is Chris Fraser, who's my A&R at Dirty Hit. He's the best. And he was like, he sorted out the London Community Gospel Choir.
Amazing.
We got real strings and all these things. So it all took time though, so that like made it take longer. But like it was just so exciting being able to, because I'd experimented the rest of the time just in my bedroom, like, you know, in Logic and stuff, and this was like experimenting in the real world with
other people.
Did you hit a limit? Did they get to a point? Did you ask for something and they were like, no, you can't have that?
No, literally not. So those are the main two things. Also, we spent like months mixing it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so it was mostly just the strings and the choir. But I think that's quite a lot.
That feels like enough, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I was about to say, you've gone from like basically doing everything yourself, and you've gone, oh, actually, I could do other things. You're like, okay, maybe that's a bit too far. Like,
maybe it'll be too much if I ask if the choir can come on tour.
Yeah.
Hey, give it a go.
This is
See
it.
how it goes.
This is it. You've got
tour,
more
and can I have a
requests.
pony?
That's
Yeah.
right.
I was about to say, this is it. What's the next request? Now that you know that you're like, oh, I can ask, you know, if Chris is listening, Chris, this is for you. The next request will be, I don't know, fireworks, pyro, you know, want to go to like Barbados to record. I mean, you never know. No, you know, it's a sound on the record.
I think Barbados, actually, I could get behind that one.
Yes, there you go. You heard it here first.
Now, you've got to phrase it. You've got to say like that would really help with my creative process.
Well, I think, you know, I'd like some ambience in the background, and there's all sorts of crickets and stuff, and
that are only in Barbados.
And
you know,
the
there's a
sea.
certain
I
type.
feel like you can hear the difference between like the sea in Barbados and the sea in England.
100%.
Coming soon to the next project, the sounds of Barbados credited on the sleeve. We await it. We await it. But it must be like, I guess, I don't know, like obviously, putting out kind of like music and everything, obviously since signing to Dirty Hit. Like, how has it been kind of, I guess, seeing people's reaction to what you're putting out there? Has that been quite surreal, seeing that kind of reaction?
It honestly has been really weird because it's like, so I wrote the first EP, which was my first time like writing and producing anything, and that's what I got signed off of. And I was like, I found it so crazy that like Jamie and everyone at the label like actually thought it was good enough. And so
you're like, really?
Yeah, because it was
there's not even a choir on it.
Because yeah, exactly. It was literally just me like watching YouTube tutorials trying to figure out how to make music. So. Yeah, I don't know. So that was surprising. Just that people, think it's all right. So, but yeah, no, it's been really cool just seeing people's reactions and stuff, and also now like posting about the new EP, and there's some people on Twitter and Instagram who are excited. Like that's so cool.
Yeah, it must be amazing, and it must also be great to get out and play shows. So I believe you've done a few like kind of those like inner city sort of festivals over the past like couple of months or so. Like, has that added another level to kind of like what you're doing as well? Yeah,
it's been so fun because everything I've written, I've never really considered the live aspect of it, because the second and third EPs I wrote like in the peak of the lockdown. So I never thought about it, so it's been so interesting just like seeing how, because also we did like some warm-up shows as well to people who definitely did not know who I am or anything.
Just straight in, just like, yeah, no, you don't know who I am. I'm just someone who's walked on stage. They're like, is this person supporting or
exactly? So but it was interesting seeing like how people react to the songs and stuff. Like we did one warm-up show to in like this like random pub, and it was like a lot older audience, and I have one song that's like just really heavily auto-tuned.
Yeah,
they did not like that one, I don't reckon.
You're looking around like this reaction. Yeah, maybe this isn't my crowd. Maybe not.
I'd done a song called "Get On With Your Life," which is like acoustic and stuff, and they were all like bopping their heads, and they all seemed to like that one. Got a nice cheer, and then I did this heavily auto-tune one. Their faces just looked like, oh, that's a shame.
Little head tilt, little
little reaction. You do the thing at the end of the song. You're like, cheers, thanks, thanks everyone.
Just sort of like just let the silence resonate and just go. So the next one, no, they were really nice though. They did still cheer and stuff, but we did a younger crowd in Liverpool, and they were great. They seemed to really like that the heavily auto-tuned one. So
this is it, the different audiences, this is what to expect. The next kind of project you're just going to have, right, we're going to do one for the old ones because we need, sort them out for the pub circuit. And
Let's
then,
get the balance right. Yeah, one for everyone.
Yeah, one for everyone. One for
No
everyone.
one will enjoy the whole thing, but everyone will get a song out of it. That's the dream,
tagline?
right?
Is that the tagline?
Everyone
Hey,
just leaves going,
that's my
"Yeah,
dream.
There was a bit in that I liked.
There's
Yeah,
a
exactly.
bit in there. There's a bit
Just
in
keep
there.
rolling with that,
Yeah.
Amazing. And I guess like for you, looking forward, obviously this EP, kind of like obviously getting that out there and kind of like, I guess like obviously seeing people's reactions before the end of the year. Are you very much now like looking ahead to obviously next year and what's kind of like coming together and kind of like, do you get that kind of like motivation once you see kind of like people really obviously digging your music that you're like, right, I want to try this, I want to try that, like looking into next year, have you kind of got that idea of what you're kind of wanting to do really?
Yeah, so I'm currently writing the fourth well, I think it's basically finished being written, the next EP. Just working on like the production of it at the moment, and that's been like so heavily influenced by like doing the live shows. It's like because I play guitar in the live set, and so there's like way more guitars and stuff, so that I'm always doing something, and they're a lot more high energy and stuff. And my favorite band growing up was Green Day. And so
Nice,
it's
of
got
course.
like a hint of like pop punk sort of influence in it.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool, I think.
Nice. And that well, I hope, you put it out there now. I was about to say, and do you think that sort of like influence, I mean, obviously like Green Day, like you're saying, kind of like, fan of Green Day, but was it a case that only came to life really when playing live? That kind of like, oh, actually, I want to do this more, I want to do that more. Was that pretty much born out of playing those live shows?
I think so, definitely, especially because I don't think there's much of a Green Day influence in the first 3 EPs. I mean, there's nothing more fun than sort of like standing on stage and just playing like power chords. Like I feel like it's the most fun thing to do, just like, and that just makes me think of like Billy Joe Armstrong with his guitar like around his knees, like just like hitting power chords and stuff. So these are basically just a load of Green Day power chords.
You really sold it there. Just look, I'll be honest with you, it's Green Day power chords. And if you're a big fan of that, then dive on in.
Who is?
I mean, exactly. Dive on in. I'm expecting some sort of American Idiot kind of like masterpiece next.
Don't expect too much. That's quite a high.
No
bar.
expectations. Take them down a bit, please. Please take them down a bit. And like, obviously, like, I guess, do you have kind of like goals or kind of like ambitions in mind for kind of like your music and what you want to do?
Do you have goals?
No,
what a question.
I'm just
Do you have any
are you
goals?
taking it as it comes, or like what kind of like? Do you have a sort of thing in mind of like, this is the sort of thing I want to do as an artist, or are you very much taking it as it comes?
With the music itself, like I don't know what I didn't like decide like, oh, I'm going to like write it like this. Like it just like happens. So like stylistically, I don't have a clue, because also I wrote this jazz EP that is like a lot more jazzy, but then that was going to be the 4th EP, but then I decided no, it's not. So I don't know what to do with it now. So
it's just there. You've got another EP just there, ready.
If you send it through to us, we can release it as us. And if it does well, we'll be like, oh, it was actually Beau. And if it does badly, we'll be like, that was ours. That was all us.
Risk free.
Yeah, I like that.
It's an idea.
That's a good idea. Yeah, no.
Send it through to the label, just see what they're saying, and we can make a decision, off air. We to get our business managers involved.
I assume you guys would re-record all the vocals.
I don't think anyone wants that.
Yeah, it depends. Depends on how if we got free time. If not, nah.
Well, you could just like Milli Vanilli and like mime it.
Yes.
There we go. Yeah, of course. There we go. That's the solution, isn't it?
That's where we thought we would go, the Milli Vanilli route. To be honest with this show,
I've always thought I'd end up.
Yeah, that's it. I'm glad we can reach that sort of agreement. But you you got rid of that jazz EP you left, and is it more just because you were like, actually, I'm trying something new here that I'm really into this?
I think it was just that, I don't know, because I think the thing I've liked so much about the EPs as opposed to like an album, is that it feels like so inconsequential, like in terms of like, you're like, I don't know, you could just try anything. Because I feel like I'm still learning and just experimenting, so I could try anything, and if it sucked, I could just be like, yeah, but that was just an EP. Don't worry.
Perfect. Just like, no, look, that was just, that wasn't, that was something. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Like, it's not your debut album or something. So I don't have to commit to like a sound or a style or something. It's just like, just trying different things. And it was like, doing something like a bit jazzy, it could be kind of cool, because I had this idea. So EP2 is sort of like summer, this sort of soft summer stuff, and you can hear birds chirping in the background. So this jazz EP was going to be, instead of like countryside in the summer, it's like city in the rain. So in the background you hear like cars driving by and it's all raining and stuff, and it's like
nice, like
a jazz bar sort of thing. So it was like nice to be able to have like this like theme running through it. It was kind of cool to make it. And I worked with I did some of it at home, but also I did a few songs with Pete Robertson.
Nice.
Who's like so cool. He's like the coolest guy I've actually ever met. Like,
just straight in, just look, he's just cool. He's just cool,
so
right?
cool. And he's like the kind, I don't know, like he just looks cool. He talks cool. He's really nice, but like so nice that you're like, wow, it's so cool how nice you are.
It's the niceness to a degree.
Cool.
Niceness to a degree. You're like, oh wow, yeah. You are great. You are great in every way.
He's so, like, he doesn't even have to act cool to be cool. You can just be super nice and like, because he's just that cool.
Sensational. And I guess obviously that sort of thing I still carry over into what you're doing next as well, like looking at different themes and stuff. So should be a big year is what you're looking for next year.
Hopefully. And trying to write. I'm gonna start writing like the first album, I think.
Here we
That's
go.
the goal, I think.
Here we go. The big album. Do you think that's just going to be a real like mix of kind of everything you've done so far? Is that, or is it completely up in the air? It could be anything.
I'd love to have it feel really like it feels like a single project, and the songs like run one into the other and sort of thing, and like really smooth transitions, and it feels really like well thought out.
Nice.
That would be cool. But I guess it's just figuring out, because then you've really got to commit to a sound and a style. Yeah.
And does it feel like you're maybe not there yet in terms of committing to a sound and style? You're still working it out.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm just having. I feel like I've got the general. I feel like any of my songs, at least I hope, my songs you can play no matter which EP sort of sound like me, even if they are like stylistically a bit different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. So it would just be like figuring out how to do that in a way where every song doesn't sound the same, but also it all fits in the same world.
Nice. Well, a lot to look forward to. But what we'll do now is we'll have a listen to one such track from the EP. Let's have a listen. This is Fall Forward by Beaux.
Talk to my friends online to show them I'm alive. Summer's on my mind. I just need some time. And when I'm up again, I hope you'll be waiting for me.
And there it is.
What a song.
A tune.
What a lovely time.
A lovely time.
I
A
love
hit.
listening to that just then.
Yes. We had a lovely time listening to that track just then, which is what we did because you're listening to the show.
I mean, I think we have actually mentioned this before, but also like if we did play, like, because we slot the songs in afterwards, listeners at home. But like also, I don't think we'd get any guests on here if we were like, you have to sit there and listen to two of your own songs with people you don't know. Everyone would just be like, no, I'm not coming on. So it's merciful, really. It's like if someone played this back to me, I think I'd just jump out a window. My own voice, I mean, not this chat in particular.
Not the music. Oh God! Oh, an amazing time. Yeah, real fan here. Christ Almighty. We've come to the part of the show, Beaux, which some guests really don't like this. Some guests tolerate this. And that's kind of the in-between. So
Okay.
let's see where you end up.
It's a 0 to 5 out of 10 for most people.
But we find, it's a nice way to get to know some of our favourites who pop on. This week we're going to play a game, which we... Jake, do you want to describe this game? I feel like you...
I think this is one of your puns, isn't it? Not mine. But I can do. I can
go for it, Jake. Go for it, Jake. What are we going to play?
So the game is, of course, called Wake Me Up Before You Bobo. Yeah, that's one of Jamie's.
That's a moment there of.
That's one of Jamie's.
Thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, basically, everyone values their sleep, right? You value yours, I value mine. And you want to have a productive day. So you want to get that good 8 hours sleep. But what if something happens while you're asleep? Something really important, right? Are you going to want someone to wake you up before they bow? Or do you want to stay asleep?
Okay.
Jamie, do you want to kick off?
Yeah, sure thing. Let's kick off. So, what we want to know, basically, would you wake up or would you stay in snooze land? Let's start with to swim with dolphins. Is that something that would get you out of bed? You'd be like, I've got to go and do that, or are you all right?
Yeah, I reckon I'll stay asleep for that.
What? Why?
People fly to Florida to
it's
do
like
that,
their dream.
and we're offering that in your garden, in your bathtub.
The bathtub. I mean, that's probably
Sounds quite dangerous.
That's probably too close.
That's more alarming, to be honest, more than anything.
Logistically difficult.
Yes, very, very difficult.
Let's say it's a large pool nearby.
I mean, I'm not the best swimmer.
Good point.
I feel like the dolphins won't help.
They might. I'm always worried they'd push you down. I don't feel like dolphins would vibe with me.
No, well, I have no issue with dolphins. Like, actually, I've seen that they're quite mean. I think to other dolphins and to other animals and things. I think they like bully other animals or something. But
typical.
Yeah. So
looking like that as well. How dare they?
Exactly. So
looking like that.
They're just like weird slugs with teeth, aren't they?
Slugs
like,
with teeth.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
They're all slimy and grey.
Slugs with teeth. What? Oh, so you've got clear reasons for this, both on a moral ground, because they are,
I don't want to associate with those kind of people,
Don't want to associate, but then also the swimming part. So I fully understand the reasonings behind this.
Yeah, but also I just want to make clear I do love dolphins still.
Like, all the dolphins listening.
Yeah, I love dolphins. Like I love dolphins. Just don't necessarily need to swim with them. And also, not to get deep on it, but I don't know if like the conditions they're kept in, the ones you swim with, like might not be very nice. They should probably leave
that's true.
And stuff. So yeah,
very, very good point. That's a very good answer.
What are you meant to do as well? Like after the first few seconds of like being in the pool with the dolphin, like what do? You sort of bob around.
Because like if you got everyone down there, like you got to make a show out of it, don't you? But like, I'm not going to because I can't even hardly swim.
Exactly. And even if you could swim, you couldn't exactly like swim lengths, could you? Like I don't know what. Like, are you meant to like pat the dolphin? Like what's meant to? I never really thought about this before, but it's quite confusing.
It seems like a 10-second sort of like moment of wow, yeah, and then it's like yeah. Okay.
What now? Yeah. That's a very good point, actually. Yeah. If anyone listening has actually swum with dolphins, can we get a bit of an overview for next week? We'll have a chat. Because this is what we need to know. We need to know this question. I mean, yeah, very fair. Very fair. Staying in bed for that one. Jake, what's the next one?
Would you want to be woken up to pet an unhappy dog and make him happy again? Or would you rather stay asleep?
Oh, yeah, I'll wake up for that. That's just doing your like duty. As a human.
I think so, yeah.
Doing your duty. I also love the idea that someone would wake you up and be like, look, Beau, we need you urgently to go and pet this
Maybe
unhappy
the dog's a big fan.
True.
I've got 2 puppies.
Nice.
And like, I do feel like sometimes if I'm in my room, I'm like, oh, I've got to go downstairs and just give them a stroke so that they know that I love them.
So this situation has happened as well.
They're like cockapoos and they're brothers.
So not ever going to be big enough for you to ride to the shops like a horse?
I reckon not.
Okay.
I reckon we can rule that out.
I think it would be a pretty major news story if they were.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, are you saying that basically the ability for the dog to take you to the shops may impact whether you would go and pet the unhappy dog? Is that what you're trying to say, Jake? You want something out of this?
No. I just think like it would be nice to have a dog that, if you ever needed to, you could ride like a horse to the shops.
You're gonna
I would never do it. I would never do it, but I want the option. That's all.
It's just, Oh man, so what are your puppies' names, Bo?
Moose and Hedgehog.
Incredible.
Tremendous.
Wonderful.
Tremendous names.
And they're really jealous of each other. And if you stroke one, then the other one like gets really annoyed, so you have to stroke that one.
Well, that's perfect. Who
Yeah.
doesn't want to
Balancing
stroke
out.
2 dogs?
I know, no, it's great, but it's just like I feel so bad like for the one who I'm currently not stroking. So then you put one either side and stroke both of them. But
You're like, if I'm going, I have to commit to both arms getting
Yeah.
involved here. Oh, they're amazing. But obviously, would get up for that. Would get
Yeah.
up for that.
100%.
Another one for you now.
Okay.
How do you? Would you wake up to play Mario Kart with Madonna? The options there. Madonna's
Is she good at Mario
downstairs.
Kart?
In this
I love
instance,
that. Would I win?
So yeah. Sorry, does that affect it? So if Madonna wasn't great at Mario Kart, would you be like, oh, do you know what? I want competition at the very least.
Well, I've got a better question.
Yes.
Is she into it?
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
she's there in the middle of the night with a Nintendo Switch.
Because if she's not into it, then that, again, like the dolphin situation, is going to get awkward quite quick because it's going to be
Are
like,
you comparing playing Mario Kart with Madonna to keeping a dolphin in captivity?
okay. But it's going to be like, all right, so you're like, you've done a round and you've won, and you go, another round?
Yeah. Madonna's like,
Yeah,
I don't
she
want to
sort
do
of does
this.
that thing that your parents did when you were like 10, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I guess so."
Keep this entertained. In
If
this
she
mind,
wants to,
yeah.
I'll do it.
If she wants to, yeah. I think the concept of this would be Madonna has come round, she's downstairs, and she's like, oh, I want to just play
She's
Mario Kart with Bo.
downstairs. She's not on
Yeah.
the door. She's
No.
broken in.
She's whipped out the HDMI, hooked it up to the TV.
yeah. Downstairs, ready to go, up for it. You would get up for that and go downstairs and
Yeah,
have a,
I
have a
mean,
game.
that'd be a good, like, I say I'm on Graham Norton one day.
It's an amazing story. It's
Yeah,
an
that's
amazing
a good one.
story.
I could go on the red chair thing. You know, they have that chair and
Yeah,
you have to tell a story.
You
would
could
be on
just
the
tell
red
her
chair.
even if it didn't happen, though. Because there would be nothing better than Madonna having to issue a press statement saying that she'd never played Mario Kart with you.
That's true.
So think of that. Think of that for the future. If you want to, do
Funny
any bit
story.
of story, that'll be it. A strong one. Yes, a clear wake up and go for that one.
Okay. Would you want to get woken up to get a whole week's shopping for free, or would you rather just go to sleep and pay for it the next day?
Oh yeah, I wake up for that.
Even if it's like, let's say it's like 4 a.m. in the morning, you're
No
tired.
worries. I feel
You-
like they get more expensive. Just like Freddos, you know? Look at them.
Yes. Good. I like that. You wouldn't want to wait just in case the prices went up.
Inflation.
This is a smart businessman here. Just saying. Like,
I do
you
all
know
my
what-
shopping at 4 a.m. before the 6 a.m. price rises hit.
You never know. You never know. Sensational. I mean, that. I think that's. I would get up at any time. I think to go get the whole week shopping for free. Like, how can you turn that down?
I had
You
Ocado come around like last week at like 10 p.m.
Oof.
Only slot they had. Yeah.
Only slot. Busy times at the moment for Ocado
I always
deliveries.
feel bad for the delivery person then, but you know what? Like, just give me the bananas.
Give me the banana. That's how you say.
Yeah.
This is why Jake doesn't get any deliveries anymore.
Where I
because-
used to live, the delivery man knocked on the door and then he just literally almost shouted in my face, "Fife's bananas." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "This block of flats used to be a banana warehouse." And I was just like, "How would I have known that?" Like, just screaming it in my
Eagle.
face. I didn't even order any bananas in that. But there you go.
But sensational. Strong wake up there. How do you? Is it my go? Yeah, it's my go. How do you
It is your
feel
go.
about? You'd get up to draw a painting of the most disgusting building in the world. Would you do that? Are you a painter? Are you a drawer, if you will, Bo?
I can draw a mean Simpsons character.
Oh,
Yeah.
Any or
myself.
one?
No, just me.
just I can. You've got the style nailed down. Is that it?
Yeah, so it's just like, think of like a Simpsons face and then I put some like floppy hair on it so it looks a bit like me.
strong. I like that. You clearly like. If I'm going to wake up as well, I'm going to do that. So,
Yeah.
so
Well, it depends. What's the most horrible building then?
God, it's just a sad-looking building. Imagine the saddest-looking building in the world.
Can I draw me as a little Simpson standing next to it for scale?
Yeah, once you've done the building, I think you do what you want.
Yeah, free
Oh, yeah,
reign.
I can add some trees and some birds and stuff as well.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I'll wake up for that.
I like the creativity.
Would not
Is this
wake
just-
up to go swim with dolphins, but you will wake up to paint a horrible building.
It's an experience, isn't it?
I rate it. I rate
It's
the
true.
commitment.
Very, 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 very true. Amazing. How many more we've got? We've got a couple more, Jake. What should we what should we go for?
Okay.
I'm loving
Would you wake up or would you stay asleep if you had the opportunity to shake Elvis Presley's hand?
Is he alive?
Well,
That's a great question. That's a great question. We did think about when getting this game together.
I did think about it, and I have a response prepared. So when Elvis Presley died, I say I have a response prepared. I've forgotten now. Basically,
Brilliant,
even
yeah.
if he was alive, he'd be like incredibly old, and it would be quite odd anyway. I think. So he's born in
Wait.
1935, so he'd be like 90 years old. So if
So
he's
it's
alive, you're
reincarnated
waking
Elvis
him up basically. Like he's like 90, he's trying to sleep, and you're waking him up to shake his hand. Like it's up to you. But it's a good Graham Norton story as well.
That
But
is quite a
you're
good one.
angering old Elvis.
Yeah, I guess.
Worth it.
I love the idea that after all this, you go. Would you wake up Elvis Presley?
Yeah,
Who,
like a
there's-
chain.
Sounds
Right,
like
someone
interview
wakes
answer.
you up to wake Elvis Presley up to shake his hand. Someone had to wake that first guy up as well.
it's true. It's true. It's a chain
Surely the
reaction.
guy
of
who
shaking
wakes
hands.
me up could wake Elvis up.
Well, no, it's your job.
Okay.
I don't know though. I don't know. Maybe you
want
can
the
outsource.
handshake. You want the handshake. You got to wake up the king. You got to prod him with the big stick and say, "Elvis, shake my hand."
Yeah, I guess I'll do it because this again is a Graham Norton story.
I really rate.
Do it for Graham.
do it for the Graham Norton
I'll say
show.
that to Elvis. I'll go, Graham's going to love this, mate.
And he'd be like, "Oh, I didn't realize. Of course, go ahead."
yeah. And then shake hands and then go back to bed.
You go,
When after you shake hands
There
with
it
him,
is, there it is.
would you say, "Oh, thank you very much"?
thank you very much.
There it is. There it is. What the world's been waiting for is the joint impression of Elvis Presley on this show. What we've been waiting for.
Can you do an EP entirely in Elvis Presley's voice?
That was the next style I was going to explore.
Oh, that was it. Yeah.
I'm saving it for the album.
Imagine.
Concept album where you play Elvis Presley.
No, I'm just going to have like an interlude, which is called "I Met Elvis," and it's just you hear me going, "Mr. Presley," and then he goes, "Oh."
Honestly, if it's not on the album, we're going to be coming back to you about this. Okay, it's on
my
record
God,
now.
I would buy so many copies of that album. You would be guaranteed a number one because I would just be filling my flat with copies of that album.
I feel like it probably could be quite a good marketing thing.
Something to think about. I rate that the thinking of these has been marketing stories for Graham Norton. I respect this. This is
You got to think of the future.
know about the game. I've got one more
Okay.
for you. How do you feel? Would you wake up to eat 100 hot dogs?
No,
Are you a fan of hot dogs?
no, I don't eat like any like meat.
What if it was a veggie hot dog?
I have to eat 100 of them.
It would be
Yeah, that sounds
100,
horrible.
100 or nothing.
Oh yeah, I just stay asleep.
Yeah, why would you wake up for
Win-win.
that?
Well, like my thinking on this is, say if you are very, very hungry, right, and it's like, right, there are
You're asleep.
No. Hear me out. If there is 100 hot dogs or veggie hot dogs left in the world, right, and the world
This is
will
not
never.
what the question was.
The world will. There'll never be another hot dog. This is your last chance. But if you're gonna have the 100,
I know what I'll do.
go for it.
I'll get Elvis out of bed. we'll go downstairs. Madonna
Sorry, are you
wakes up.
sleeping in the same
Madonna's
bed? Are you sleeping in the same bed as Elvis now? The meeting went so well that you now cohabit.
So we're on our way downstairs. Madonna's there at the switch.
Yep.
And we'll have an amazing night.
There's a swimming pool full of dolphins in the garden, and you're all
Which you're not
feeding them
going
hot
here.
dogs.
I'm nowhere in the garden.
Your puppies are there.
My puppies are there. Elvis, Madonna, and 100 veggie hot
It's
dogs.
like the Avengers of eating veggie hot dogs.
Assemble them in. That is a truly wonderful sight. That I fully back it, and I fully rate the planning in every step of that. There's clear conditions to the wake up, but it is going to be a wake up if all those are fulfilled.
We'll get Graham Norton in there as well.
Why not?
Yeah,
He's
why
there.
not?
Get
Why
the red
not?
chair. Get the red chair in, roll it into the front room, and we'll be away. Oh, magic.
Amazing.
Magic. With that image seared into our minds, I think, unfortunately, we've run out of time
know.
together this time. Bo, thank you for coming on.
Thank you
It's
so
been
much for
lovely-
having me.
It's been lovely to discuss the ins and outs of waking up and staying asleep. New EP, Memories Written Down So I Won't Forget Them, is out. If not now, tomorrow, and this week. So go have a listen, dive on in, and of course, congrats to be part of the Dork Hype List as well.
Oh, yeah, thank you so much.
Big
Thank you for
big year.
including me.
Big year ahead. We will meet a year from now with the Dolphins
Me,
and the Mario Kart. We just need
Jamie, you, and Elvis.
I've
Just
got an
imagine it.
amazing album artwork idea. That on the album artwork.
to. So that's going to be the drawing, and obviously you as like a Simpsons character
Yeah.
at the front of it.
Well, I'm thinking, you know that Kanye West music video where the famous one,
Yes,
sort of like that, but me, Madonna, Elvis, Graham Norton, and his chair.
Coming soon. Album cover. If it's not, we're going to be sending messages, Bo. Just want to let you know that. So just keep an eye out. Keep an eye out, okay?
I think that's the next thing I'm asking the label. We've come full circle.
We've come full circle. Another request in for the label. Amazing stuff. What we're going to do is we're going to play Guard Down, another big tune. We'll have to listen to that. But Bo, it's been a pleasure. We'll catch you very soon.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much.
Go back to the way I was last spring. In the time since then, I've done some things I wish I never did. All the birthdays and Valentine's we shared, strawberry jam and hotel beds. It was so much better then.
And there goes Bo. That was Guard Down. What a lovely time. What a lovely chap, Bo. EP out now.
Really happy to have introduced him to Elvis.
Yes, yeah, I'm glad we did that. Also, yeah, real image of their next album cover. That will come through, right? He wasn't just.
Is it out now, or is it out in like 4 hours, 3 hours?
Depends. If you are listening to this on Monday night, tonight it'll be out.
Yeah.
If you're
Any other
not,
time,
it's
probably
out.
out now.
It's out now, probably. So either way, go give Bo a listen. Lovely chap. Should we move on to some other new music, Jake?
Let's
we better
do it. Let's fall in love.
Let's talk about some friends of the show, friends of the magazine.
Birds do it, bees do it. Sorry, please carry on.
It's not that song.
Let's do it.
But
Let's
it is
fall in
Seagulls.
love.
The song is called Hometown. Brand new track, taken from their upcoming second album.
Isn't that a Bruce Springsteen song?
You're thinking of My Hometown, I think. I'm afraid.
No, I
Jake.
think it's about Bruce's hometown.
I don't know if it is about Bruce Springsteen's hometown, because Henry, frontman Henry from Seagulls, actually said it is. It's about people that he knew growing up that aren't around anymore. I'm saying I see you. It's a nod to them. So
Okay.
It's not about Bruce Springsteen's hometown. Can
All right.
confirm. Yeah, really like this song. I mean, Seagulls, it feels like this second album Like the first album was full of obviously big indie bangers. Obviously, he recently headlined Brixton Academy, went down a storm. They actually played this song live when there. But I don't know. It feels like they've got this newfound like focus with this second album. Like everything feels like bigger, bolder, sharper than kind of everything they've done before. And this is a nice continuation.
They did so much better than like they were kind of pegged for with that first album, that now like the difficult second album in quotation marks kind of for them is actually an opportunity to do what they want, because I think they've got so much goodwill off the back of that first album because it was so great, and they did so much better than expected, and they got that fan base and they played these big venues. The second album almost feels like, okay, well, what do we want to make now, rather than having a sort of concrete goal in mind. And like you say, I'm really enjoying the stuff that we're hearing.
Feels big, and looking forward to it. It's another really, really great song, very like Killers-esque, and getting that sort of vibe. Not the Murderers as in the band. I don't know what
the Murderers.
I don't know what Murderers like. I don't know what their music sounds like, and I wouldn't particularly want to. So it's not them. It's this is Seagulls. This is Hometown.
In our hometown, your own life singing is hard out. Sinatra swinging, that's life. Tuesdays gloomy on Fridays. School friends using, but I won't die. And I'll meet you there, but it won't be tonight. 'Cause I'm alright, living we're alright. And it's just the beginning, I'm alright. I'm alright, living we're alright. And it's just the beginning.
And that was Seagulls, Hometown. Big tune. Looking forward to the album. Out in January. Great. Something to look forward to in the new year. I don't know why.
Great. Nice.
Wonderful. What a time.
Wonderful.
Great. Super. Jay, do you have a song for us before I descend?
I do. I, as you may know, have a long-term partner, a love interest, a squeeze in the audio form, other than you,
Jake. Oh, what?
I'm cheating on you with Mez from Life.
Oh.
I'm sorry you had to find out this way, but maybe if you actually listened to the podcasts, you would know. Mez from Life have we didn't do our monthly podcast this month because Mez has been busy, and the fruits of that labour are new single Friends Without Names from their upcoming third album.
Very nice.
So that's
very
good.
nice.
It's been a while since we had any new music. I think since before we started doing any audio stuff with Mez. So it's been a lockdown.
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, it's the first time that this fruitful relationship has blossomed.
Has borne fruit.
Yes. That's the one. Yes.
So yeah, they're on tour. They've released this ahead of the tour. The album's coming, and this is a real departure from what they were doing before. A lot less sort of shouty and in your face. It's a lot longer, a lot more, I guess, spacious.
Yeah.
You know, the equivalent of a night in a haunted mansion rather than a sweaty gig. How do you feel about that?
That's good. That's a good little comparison. Yeah, no, I really like this track. This is different to kind of like anything we've heard before from Life.
It's quite skeletal and a slow burner.
Yeah, so nice progression.
I genuinely, because I mean, I love Life, the band and the concept. So yeah, I think it's going to be cool to see them live when they've got some songs like this in the set list, so they can really pull the tempo back down and bring it back up again. And they kind of hinted towards it on the second album. Can't remember the name of the song now. There's a song that I really enjoy off the second album.
It's a song on the second album. That's
honestly,
what you should do.
I'm having the sugar crash from that moose.
Right. It's hitting.
It's all gone out of my head. It's going to annoy me now. Entertain yourself while I find out.
Yeah, no, I really like this track, and also it's one of those things where we kind of like. I think we talked a little bit about like with idols, where like hearing bands who've kind of got that almost that kind of like punk roots, kind of like try out and explore and expand their sound, and I think that's kind of what you're hearing with this new one. And I'm a really big fan. Thoughts
is the name of the song.
Sensational,
which is a short one. But it's got a lot more like spoken word stuff in it, and it's on the second album. And this kind of feels like a logical sort of next step of this. It's much longer, much more room to breathe, much more experimental, and much more like they've had it. I mean, like all of us, they've had a couple of years to work out what they want to make as well.
Yeah,
so it feels like a real planned out album. And yeah, exactly what you were saying about the Idols one. I think it's just going to be really interesting to see what comes with the whole album.
Yeah, very, very exciting stuff. And and it's not just because Mez does a show with us, as in genuinely, this is actually
Hi Mez,
very
by the
great.
way. How are you?
Mez, how are we doing?
I miss you.
Write in, please.
Please, Mez.
Please.
This is Friends Without Names by Life.
Friends without names, friends without names, friends without names, they're all the same to me. Friends without names, friends without names, friends without names, they're all the same to me. Friends without names, friends without names, friends without names, they're all the same to me. Friends without names, friends without names, friends without names, they're all the same to me.
Mez's Sunday Lunch, available on all good podcast platforms.
It's actually on the same, stream of audio goodness that you find this show right here.
It is.
So
Yes, that
just
is true.
scroll down.
Scroll
have a
until
listen.
you hit something without Jamie and see how much better it is.
Yeah, it's a real boost this week to my confidence in every way.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what,
Gonna
what
be a
has
good
been
album.
a boost.
It's gonna be a good tour.
Yes, will be amazing.
Mez sent me some free Life socks once, so
Are
I
they
am now
good?
indebted to him forever.
Are they good?
Oh yeah,
Good
they're great.
socks?
They're really nice.
Oh, no, I would like some socks too, Mez. if
No.
you- let's talk about something that is a boost to my life, and that is new music from Wallice, who's dropped a brand new track called Wisdom Tooth. Huge, really like Wallice, obviously friend of the show, been on the show, and it's just been really nice, I guess, over the past year, right, to see kind of like Wallice kind of like just grow like as an artist. It's been really, really nice. This new track is actually the first to Dirty Hit. So big signing there, part of the Dirty Hit family, and you can almost guarantee that Wallice is now just gonna be massive. This track is kind of like everything that we liked about Wallice before and what we heard on stuff like 23. It's just this amazing kind of like kind of slightly scrappy but really like polished and like powerful kind of like sound. And I'm just a huge fan. I think she's going to be just a giant next year, and also part of our hype list. Just saying. So if
Looped it all in there nicely.
if Wallice, you don't get big, we look bad. So we know what we're doing. So we wouldn't tip Wallice otherwise. So really big fan of this, and just really nice to see this kind of like we're now signed to Dirty Hit, everything happening. Looking forward to kind of what comes next, and it's just another sign that she's amazing. So looking forward to next year. Going to be a big one. So, but until then, we have got this track, and it's called Wisdom Tooth, and this is it.
It is, and it's very good.
It's very good. So here, play Wisdom Tooth. Here it is. But, yeah.
You got me so messed up. I'm so bad. You're like a wisdom tooth. You hurt so much out of the blue. Don't wanna say much more. We're on your kitchen floor. You're like a wisdom tooth. I wish that I got rid of you.
Wonderful.
That was good.
That was great. Big fan.
Very good.
Big fan of Wallice. Amazing stuff. Looking forward to what
I
comes
don't have
next.
any wisdom teeth, but I'm worried I'll get them and they'll hurt.
Yeah, everything that I've heard about wisdom teeth, pain. So, and that wasn't painful. So,
That wasn't.
if anything,
So
that
maybe
might
it's
be
fine.
that might be the first wisdom tooth that actually we want.
Wisdom.
Tough.
I was trying to go like Gooth. Wisdom.
Goodstum tooth. We got one more, Jake.
We have, yes, a new track from Baby Dave. Isaac from Slave's solo project. The third track he's put out, I think.
Yeah, third track.
Really, really weird, the stuff that he's been putting out. In a good way.
Nice.
Working with Damon Albarn on some of the stuff. Like, very sort of spacey electronic stuff. Very, very different to what they were doing before. Some really fun, almost like warped kind of dancey stuff that isn't very dancey, but clearly takes its inspiration from that.
Nice.
Some quite monotone delivery. It's really strange.
Quite
and I'm
lo-fi.
really,
It's quite lo-fi. Like,
it's very
lo-fi.
very very lo-fi.
Yeah,
I'm really enjoying it. I really enjoy it as a sort of completely different thing to what he was doing before, and also something that's very different to a lot of other stuff that's around. I think both him and Laurie clearly had things they wanted to do outside of the band. And clearly, I think they both are still very good friends. They're always bigging each other up, but they're both doing very different things to what they were. And I do find Isaac's stuff especially to be almost like quite intriguing. I'm really interested to see what a longer length project from this sounds like, because it does sound very different to anything else that's around, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of like what you were saying just then. It's like really, I mean, it's really great to see, you know, when you kind of have people who have been in kind of like bands for a long period and they kind of go off to do their own things or their own solo projects. The thing that you kind of don't really want is them just to kind of just do the same thing, and you'd be like, well, why aren't you just doing the band? This is such a completely different type of music,
which I think is kind of what makes
amazing.
it clear that they've done it because they wanted to and not because the band disintegrated. And the band
because you could never do this.
They haven't really broken up.
Yeah.
It's just solo stuff.
They're trying new stuff. Yeah, I really like this. I feel there's such a lot behind it, and kind of if you kind of like head to obviously the Baby Dave Instagram, you kind of get a bit more of an overview on kind of this project, and I'm just really excited to see kind of like how it develops. And you know, if you've got someone like Damon Albarn kind of co-producing it and helping out on it, you know, it's gonna be decent stuff. So I really like it, and I like kind of being, I don't know, like on my toes a little bit with this. I don't know what the next track is going to sound like. I like
the first
that.
one. I'm not sure if we spoke about the first one, but the first one, Too Shy for Tennis, was almost like this weird kind of like almost had this like nursery rhyme feel to parts of it.
Yeah, I was about to say.
The second one was almost like this catchy, really lo-fi, like come down dance number, and then this one's different as well. Washing machine, and then this one which we're about to play, Clarence's Dead Dad, is maybe the weirdest of the three, which is impressive.
Really like
but
it.
I'm enjoying them, and I do look forward to hearing more from it, which I think is impressive considering how weird they are, to also keep them being good.
Yes, interesting, and just great. Like really good to hear, and great to see. Like this is the sort of stuff that you would never hear otherwise. So big fan. Looking forward to it. Wonderful stuff.
This is Clarence's Dead Dad by Baby Dave.
Clarence's dead dad is in my attic. He gave me all his DVDs. Some of them were absolute classics. Some of them I really rated. Some of them I fucking hated. Clarence's dead dad's DVDs. Clarence's dead dad's DVDs. Clarence was trying to sell his house, so he gave me his tax.
Wonderful stuff from Baby Dave. We're going to go from Baby Dave to our album of the week.
Which
is what albums are out this week, Jake? Is anything out? Any
No.
albums? No. We're going to talk about the new Elbow album. That's out.
What we should have done is found the most ridiculous reissue and pretended it was that, but actually we could talk about Adele. But yeah, just Elbow, I guess, because that's what we've prepped for, isn't it?
Yeah. Elbow's out. Elbows Out.
I saw a review of that Elbow album, and it said something like the band have slowed things down on their latest effort, and I just thought, fucking hell, that sounds horrendous.
That's a horrible thing to say. Slowed things down.
Slowing down Elbow.
Oh.
Guy Garvey seems lovely, but fucking hell, it's like oral sludge. It's like trying to breathe through a silly straw. That's how I feel about Elbow. So much hard work, so little return. Anyway, we're going to talk about Adele.
Yeah, I suppose. Adele's got a new album out, just in case people didn't know. 30 is the name of the album, because recorded when she was 30. You may have seen a few bits about this.
I've never understood that. Before we get into this, you know they're all called like numbers, and they're like
yes, they are
ages.
Yeah,
right. But like she's 33.
Yeah, because
so she wrote this 3 years ago.
Well, yeah. Well, I think I've read a few interviews, and she was gonna put it out last year, but then there was a pandemic, so she thought, nah, I better leave that.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. So surely naming an album after the age you are when you write it just exposes that, like,
how long it takes to get music out there.
Like, I was going to put it out last year, but I didn't bother. I was like, okay, well now, I mean, we knew that anyway, because we can tell that this was written years ago.
Is your issue, Jake, that it exposes the long production chain involved in putting out music? Is that your problem with this?
I mean, sort of, but it's like having having a Tuesday meeting on a Wednesday. Yeah, people are like, why is it called that? And you're like, oh, because it was meant to be on Tuesday. It kind of it opens you up to having to admit these things. If she'd called it 30s, then it could have come out any time this decade.
Take that note, global superstar Adele.
Hey, just because she's a superstar doesn't mean she can't take some constructive criticism from someone who knows the industry a bit better, like me.
Yes, of course. This album, obviously huge. The follow-up to 25, which, you know, saw Adele headline Glastonbury, play Wembley Stadium. Just, you know, there's few things, eh?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like any album from Adele now is sort of like, it's nice because she doesn't have to do fuck all, does she?
Yeah, literally can just chill. Like
not even just chill. She can just be fabulously wealthy and beloved forever.
Yeah.
So it's not even like she'd be like, oh, I could do with the money a little bit.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, I'm gonna release an album because I want to. If
you were Adele, what would you do now? Like if you weren't going to put out music, what would you do? If you were Adele.
I don't know. What's Adele worth?
I mean, think you're fine. You're like, you know, you don't have to work another day. You don't have to put out any more music. You're good.
$190 million. What's the price of? Let's have a look. What would you do?
I'd buy a gold boat.
A gold boat?
Yeah.
Oh, the Mona Lisa's worth a lot more than that.
Oh.
That's a shame.
Maybe that's why Adele's part of this album.
I'd buy the most expensive piece of art that I could, and I'd make it into a paper plane and throw it into the sea.
Great. Well,
then I'd just go work at Tesco or something.
Adele's not doing that. Putting out a new album called 30. A very personal record. Talked about it a lot in interviews about kind of, I guess it's the, as people have put it, kind of like everything that's happened in her life over the past few years in terms of her relationships, her relationship with her son.
Yeah, there's that song called I Wouldn't Have Got Divorced If You Hadn't Been Born, isn't there?
I don't know if that's on the record. I might have missed that one.
No, that was on the mixtape my dad made me.
Oh. Whilst we counsel,
I'm kidding.
Whilst we counsel, let's have a listen to the first single that obviously came out, and then we'll chat a bit more about the album. This is "Easy on Me" by Adele.
There ain't no room for things to change when we are both so deeply stuck in our ways. You can't deny how hard I've tried. I changed who I was to put you both first, but now I give up.
there it is, Adele.
It is
Adele,
a banger. It does bang.
It is a banger. It is a bang. Thing with Adele, you know, it's easy just to be like, look, you know, Adele's going to be fine. Adele's going to be, you know, huge album. People, you know, love Adele. She's kind of in a complete like lane of her own. Even when you compare her to people like, you know, Taylor Swift or like some of the biggest stars on the planet, she's still in her own kind of realm. There's no one that can touch Adele. So you might think, oh well, you know, kind of putting out a new album, what is there almost left to do? But I think what I like about this album is it does take risks at times on this record. It does try out things that you wouldn't really expect for Adele to try. You know, there could be an element of this where, you know, for Adele, it's like, you know what? I know that my fans would love if I just did 12 ballads, me and a piano, and it would be the biggest thing in the world and people would love it. But I like that there is some experimentation at times with it. I like that.
Don't you think the first song sounds like she's just about to start like a musical?
Yes, Strangers by Nature.
The first song really sounds like the opener to a musical, which I enjoy.
Yeah, I really like it. I mean, I like stuff like, you know, the fact that like, on this record, you know, she's putting out tracks that have got like over 6 minutes long with different like samples and kind of almost like spoken word bits. I just enjoy that it's an interesting record that's trying different things. It could have been just 10 tracks, ballads, and we all shake hands and go, there we go, that's that done. But I like that stuff. Can I Get It is a kind of almost like, I don't know, choppy, sort of almost like, you know, chart pop song in a lot of ways. Like I enjoy that there are elements that are trying out. It's hard to kind of talk about and review this album because it's like, it's Adele. It's an Adele.
The whole album does, despite what Jamie says, sound very much like Adele. And if you like Adele, you will like the album. And if you don't like Adele, you will not.
You will not
because
like the album.
Because what I don't enjoy about reviews of any album is when they say, "Oh, actually, there's a bit of this on there, and it's a bit different." And then you listen to it, and it's just another, you know, this is an Adele album. This is an Adele. This shares 95% of its DNA with Adele's other albums. Because it's still Adele.
Trying. There
definitely are. I'm not disagreeing, but I am just saying that it's not going to change anyone's mind on Adele.
No, it is not. It's not. Yeah, if you weren't an Adele fan, you're not going to listen to this and be like, wow, here we go.
I mean, statistically, everyone on the planet is because of how much music she sells.
Yes.
And also, I think even if you're not a fan of Adele's music, like, she seems so lovely that
she's
you're
amazing.
an arsehole if you tell anyone. So...
That's
you know what I mean?
She's
if
amazing.
It's not for you.
Yeah, exactly. Big fan of this. And look, it's already massive. It's gonna be the biggest selling album of, if not the year, the decade of, or ever. And I think it's obviously going to go down very, very well with a lot of people. But yeah,
do you want to know what I don't like?
What don't you like?
I don't like the bits where like her kid is speaking or like she's chatting between songs.
Not a fan of that.
Well,
why?
First listen,
you want the
it
tunes.
Adds context. First listen, it adds context. But surely, if you're making an album, you want people to be listening to it over and over again. And like, at what point are you going to be like, I don't want to hear this child anymore?
It's a fair point.
I like when people put them in as like little like interludes or skits where it's like 20 seconds, because then you can go into your Spotify or you can do whatever and you can just like click the skip this song from now on. I've had enough of the context. I just want the action scenes. But when they're tied into tracks, you just got to listen to them, haven't you?
So you would rather they be separate from the track. That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
so
because I see why they're in there.
Yes.
I get it.
And it works.
But also, a few listens in, you are going to be like, oh, here's fucking Mr. Kid again chatting shit.
Mr. Kid again chatting shit?
Yeah.
Mr. Kid again chatting shit. Do you know what? Shall we listen to one such track which has Mr. Kid again chatting shit, as Jake described it? This is a big one. This is Adele with I Drink Wine.
'Cause I want you so bad, but you can't fight fire with fire. Oh, I hope I learn myself. from me. You just walk.
I don't
And as
drink
you
wine.
could as you could hear from the end of that, some interlude bits. I really enjoy. I think this is a great Adele album. Good on Adele. Just be the superstar. Fully respect it. Fully rate it.
Yeah, it feels like you've gone to a restaurant that's really well known for making incredible burgers, and they've made a new burger that's different to the other burgers, and it's an incredible burger. You know,
everyone's a winner. Everyone's a winner.
exactly. But it's still like the same genre, but it's definitely different and great. And I think it is a great Adele album and a great album. But the weird thing that a lot of people have been saying about how it's
Jake
like
is
got all
saying-
these radical departures in it. That would be weird. No one would want that if you listened and you were like,
It was
wow,
like an
yeah, she's
Adele
really
drum
gone
and
new
bass
metal
record
here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Also, though, just seems like you say, just Adele seems like a very sound person. Would go to the pub with Adele. Would go to the pub
Would
with
you?
Adele. What do you reckon her favourite bar snack is?
Favorite bar snack? I reckon she'd go peanuts over packet crisps, but I feel like she'd go for pork scratchings, which are my favourite. And I feel like
Can
we bond
I-
over that.
Can I shock you? I reckon pickles.
Well, it's not really a bar snack, is it?
Well, I don't know.
I was thinking just stuff that comes in packets.
I don't know.
I know some pubs do. Some pubs do have them, but I
Yes.
wouldn't consider that a standard. I'm thinking crisps, nuts, pork scratchings, maybe
reckon she
scampi
would
fries.
have-
Maybe she'd go for scampi fries.
Oh, yeah, big shout. Yeah, scampi fries. You heard it here first. Adele eats scampi fries.
That sounds like some graffiti you'd see on a bus shelter.
Look, all I'm saying is don't go to the bus shelter down near me. That was
Christ.
Adele, 30. Big album. Okay.
She revealed that she eats her potato chips with Worcestershire sauce. She pours the sauce directly in the bag. So says today.com.
I can see how that could go well. That's quite nice.
Yeah, I could try
I
that.
could do that. Yeah, sounds great.
But we've got other stuff to try first, haven't we, Jamie?
Yes. Yes. Time to try some tweets of the week. That was Adele doing tweets of the week.
That was good. That was
Um,
quite good, I thought, considering you'd
thank
held
you.
that other note for so long.
Yeah.
How do death metal
That's-
people do it? Do they just put the mic in their mouth?
Yes, and I
like
haven't
that?
got to that level yet. That'll be for another week when
All right.
I can breathe.
Well, when you can breathe.
Jake,
What you got for us? Oh, what have I got for you?
Yeah, what have you
I
got?
see.
What's about? What's
Neither
about?
of us want to do it because it's about 5 million tweets long.
I feel like you could encapsulate it better than I can.
Friends of the show,
Yes.
enemies of the world, sports team,
Enemies of the
The-
world.
the band
Oh.
you love to hate to love.
Yeah, but they'll be
To
there
love.
to pick you up when you're down.
Exactly. I've got to find the original here. There's been such a long thread. So sports team are on tour at the moment.
Yep. Yes.
And they've really been hammering the idea that someone could propose at their Brixton show.
Yeah,
So
was
they've
this
tweeted-
this was because on Adele related business, Adele did a TV special, and at the TV special, what happened was they set it up that a guy brought his significant other to the show.
Jamie, do you know how long this tweet thread is without you explaining the
I'm
context?
just giving. I
to it?
need to give the context to the listener.
But it doesn't matter. You don't need the context.
Basically, someone went to the Adele TV special, proposed. Adele was there, "You're right, mate," and sung them a song, and it was a surprise, and that's what happened. So, after you, por favor.
Great. Honestly. Sports team tweeted, if anyone wants to propose at Brixton, let us know. Looking to break into BuzzFeed. Then they've replied to themselves, we'll play Lander, so it'll be proper romantic.
Would it?
And then, not in a reply to this, just to make it harder for me to follow the thread, they have tweeted, imagine getting proposed to on stage at Sports Team Brixton and you have no idea, and the lights go out and you're all tearful. And then afterwards you go down into the crowd and Louis Duffin of Hotel Lux hands you a drink and you can't believe it, but it's really happening. And then they tweeted 5% off merch for anyone who gets engaged at Leeds tonight. Old stock only.
Yeah, come on. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. You got to make business.
At Leeds, Will and Susanna agreed to marry at the Sports Team gig.
It happens.
Yes, Will proposed to Susanna. The acting on Jamie there as if he didn't know that this had happened.
Mate,
incredible.
I am a thespian, if you will.
And then Rolling Stone UK did a news story about it. And they quote tweeted it.
What the shout out there? Rolling Stone UK.
Well, because they quote tweeted Rolling Stone UK and they put BuzzFeed or it didn't happen. So they're still trying to break into BuzzFeed. They're not happy with that. They're gonna be pushing for people.
Yeah, at time of recording, BuzzFeed has not happened. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I imagine they'll still be pushing pretty hard for their Brixton thing.
Yes. So yeah, that marriage to that's a happen. First of all, congratulations.
That took so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations.
That's all we've got time for, everybody.
Pretty much. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Team, you are completely shameless. And I hope they got 5% off merch as promised.
Does this mean that Sports Team have to play the wedding now, technically?
Yeah, I guess.
That could be good.
Also, they said they would sing Lander, so it's proper romantic.
Did they sing
Which
Lander?
obviously opens with, oh, you've been waiting for a while down there by the Aldershot Municipal Gardens.
Romance, mate. I don't know about you, but the Municipal Gardens in Aldershot. Oh.
Yeah, I've been waiting in the
Paris,
docks for a while.
Like Paris at
down
night.
there in Aldershot, Camberley or Staines. I think
All
I've been
romantic
packing
locations.
lunches deep in boxes. I want to be a lawyer or someone who hunts foxes.
Romance is going off now, be frank with you.
Yeah, love is in the air.
It's romance, you know.
Now that I have ruined Lander, I think we should probably play another song. So how about Happy, which is what the couple are in
hope so.
God's own country, which is the church they'll be marrying in, or registrar's office if they are not religiously inclined.
Incorporating calisthenics, cottagecore and market ethics. That soul house alt-right aesthetic is taking over. But this is God's own country. But I'm my own man. So God don't want me. But God don't want me.
Glad we gave an overview of marriage destinations and ceremonies.
So we got time for, innit?
It is, yeah. We are done for another week. Thanks to Beau.
Jamie's going to
coming
see
on.
Glass Animals.
I am about to go see Glass Animals.
That'll be good. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, I mean, look. I was going to invite you.
Got
at the
any
end of
predictions
this.
for next week, or are you going to be too busy sharpening that knife you're going to plunge into my back, Jamie?
I was
Muir?
going to invite you at the end of the show, but then you gave all that talk about you and Mez running off, and I'll be frank with you. I've had
It
enough
wasn't
of it.
calling you vermin in 13 counties that did it. It was the Mez stuff.
Yeah, no, I could accept the vermin, but it's being lied to.
You've accepted them into your home.
I accepted them into my soul.
It's
God.
true. Got any predictions, Jamie? Predictions?
Yeah, I reckon that. I don't know. Fucking snails are gonna build a boat and they're gonna ride the seven seas, and then they're gonna find a a giant octopus at the bottom of the ocean. The octopus's name is going to be Steve. And Steve is going to come out with one big paw and he's going to slam it down on the snails. But the snails are going to be quick. They're going to dodge out the way, right? The snails are going to be in the water and they're like, oh no, what are we going to do? We don't know how to swim. But then the snails are going to learn how to swim. And the snails are going to become like sea snails, and the octopus won't know what to do, and the snails will spend their entire existence building up, being like, one day we're going to show that octopus called Steve just what it's about, and in about 15 years time the octopus is going to get up and have to fight the snails, and the snails are going to win, and then sports team are going to play the funeral of the octopus.
Oh, that sounds good. Thanks.
Jake,
for that,
what about
Amy.
you? What predictions?
Did you know that there's not actually a limit on the amount of limbs an octopus can have? It's just that there isn't space for any more.
What do you mean? What do you mean? It could
So
pop out another
genetically,
one?
they can grow. Yeah, they can grow as many as they want. But because
What?
the 8 fill all of the available space, they can't actually grow anymore.
Ugh.
Yeah, I just
It's a
made
bit
that
weird.
up. It's not true.
Anyway, thanks.
Yeah, I think Barry Manilow is going to get a new sofa.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, for him. I doubt we'll see it.
No, we can try. We can wish.
I think anyone calls him Baz.
What about B? Do you reckon they call him B?
Big B.
Yeah, Big B.
Bezo.
The Manilows. You know, Big M.
B-Man.
Barry Manilow's got some tunes though. That's not
Bazza Mazza.
disrespect. Mazza. That sounds
Yeah,
horrible.
well, that's all we got time for, guys. We'll
Yeah, thanks
catch
for
you
tuning in.
next week. And remember, if you do see Barry Manilow in the streets, call him Baz and ask him how his sofa's doing.